With thick chest hair and bare torso, clad in a fluffy pink skirt, this elderly man was once deemed eccentric by many. Whether in deserts, grasslands, subways, or even churches, if you suddenly encountered such a person, how would you perceive him? A total eccentric or a comical internet sensation? However, his story led him to don this skirt and grace the TED stage. After hearing his heartfelt story, many were deeply moved, and online users began dubbing him a true gentleman. His name is Bob. Over 20 years ago, Bob's mother tragically developed cancer and parted from him in agony, marking young Bob's first encounter with the terror of death and cancer. Following this, Bob's father also passed away due to cancer. Shortly thereafter, his sister was diagnosed with cancer, and even Bob's dog succumbed to the disease. At one point, he cursed fate, daring it to take him too with cancer. However, fate turned cancer into a net, tightly entangling Bob, preventing him from drowning but forever trapping him in the sea of suffering. In the depths of despair, Bob turned to photography as an outlet, realizing that through the lens, he could convey his inner turmoil silently. With fishing line tightly wound around his head, a hood covering his scalp, and metal embedded in his face, his self-portraits seamlessly blended artistry with sorrow. Bob quietly began his journey into photography, initially seeing it as a hobby. However, 9 years later, he emerged as a renowned photographer, capturing numerous brand advertisements and magazine covers. As his career soared, the shadows of sadness gradually faded, replaced by the rekindling of light in his life. As a result, he even met Linda, his lifelong love. Linda wasn't just a companion in his life, but also a great partner in his career. Sharing similar interests and a deep connection, they quickly built a happy family together. In 2003, a renowned ballet company approached Bob, hoping he would photograph a series that embodied his vision of ballet. Bob thought to himself, "In my mind, ballet is represented by me wearing a fluffy pink skirt, standing out vividly against the backdrop of bustling crowds with their modern, numb, and colorless gazes." The ballet company appreciated his creativity, so Bob started wearing the skirt in cities, wilderness, and amidst architecture to express himself. He was chased away by police, frowned upon by passers-by, but having faced life and death and escaped the sea of suffering, he no longer feared the judgment of others. However, when he returned home after his busy travels, he learned devastating news. Cancer had returned. His wife Linda was diagnosed with malignant cancer. This time, Bob couldn't hold back his emotions. Though Linda always appeared as if nothing was too serious, Bob, having experienced the loss of several loved ones, knew well that Linda was enduring immense pain. He feared losing her too. Faced with mounting medical bills, Bob had to redouble his efforts in photography, constantly on the move. Each time he returned home, he saw Linda enduring round after round of chemotherapy, her smile disappearing, breaking Bob's heart. Just then, the magazine happened to send him a photo of himself in the fluffy skirt. When Linda saw it, she burst into laughter, unable to contain her joy. Despite being worn down by illness, the sight of Bob's silly expression made her laugh uproariously. From that moment on, after each round of chemotherapy, Linda would look at Bob's charmingly awkward photo to ease her suffering. She claimed it worked even better than the most potent painkillers. So, Bob decided to bring a smile to his wife's face every day. To achieve this, he was willing to become the eccentric who wore a pink skirt in front of the whole world. From then on, wherever he went, he would change into the skirt and take a photo. His dancing figure remained in every place he visited, capturing scenes his wife couldn't see. Clad in his pink skirt, he used his camera to bring these moments back to her. As his wife slowly improved and began to venture out of the hospital room, she joined Bob on his photography outings. However, their happiness was short-lived as her condition worsened, necessitating another hospital stay. Yet this time, she endured with less suffering. Each day, she shared Bob's endearingly quirky photos with fellow patients, who laughed heartily and found joy in them. Perhaps this time, love touched the heavens. Through the combined treatment of medication and emotional support, Linda finally managed to stabilize her tumor. Throughout it all, Bob never took off his fluffy skirt. Together, he invited Linda to join him in creating a website called Tutu. They uploaded all their photos to the site, donating all proceeds to cancer-related charities. His touch of pink, like a ribbon on death's scythe, inspired countless people to find courage. With thick chest hair, half-naked, and wearing a fluffy skirt, does the photo of this old man still strike you as tacky and boring today?